Good morning. I just wanted to come and talk to you for a very short amount of time because my throat is still very sore. I've been battling a little cold, I guess. Appears to be nothing, thank goodness. Had a little fever a couple days. We're good. Just wanted to come on here and talk to you because during this time, I'm never really completely out of commission. There's always, there's something, unless I'm zonked out sleeping, I'm working on something. And although I haven't felt well enough to go out of the house, I've had some orders come in. No, I'm not hauling because you've seen a box of kitty litter. You know what it looks like. You know, if you own cats, you got to have litter. And I do wish that I could find a tripod to do this with because when we're on the bed, it's just, this poor mattress has just seen its better days, and even a tripod won't work. But what I have done, say hello, Ian.
Hello.
What I have done is, we've been tackling the excess that's in my home. And I've been talking with my friend, and the biggest thing that I have pared down a lot more than I actually realized. There's still way too much of it, but if you watched the videos from where we filmed my eyeshadow collection,
don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, son, please do your thing. Are you gonna do it?
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and like.
And leave us a comment.
And leave us a comment below.
Because Ian Jace is super cute. Yeah, and by the way, come up a little closer, please. EJ got a haircut on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime in Kentucky, gotta look like Papa, right?
Yeah. And you know what? You may see some Papa on my Ian channels if you like now.
You don't really have an Ian channel yet. Maybe when you get a little bit bigger, we'll do that. But he makes his own videos, but he makes them on his iPad, and that's as far as they go. At some point, I may cut him loose, and I'm sorry that the glare from that light
it's the glare from light.
Kind of does stuff. Anyway, what I was talking about was, those of you that follow me know that I have 10 years clean and sober from alcohol. 10 years. That is something that I am both humbled and proud about because God did that. Not me. God did that.
Yeah, God really did it.
However, in the last few days, in paring down, I've started with like clothes and stuff like that we can, kind of pare down quickly and trudge through most days, whether I have a headache or other yickies. Today is not a migraine day. It's just I got a cold. Several people that we know have had the same thing, so it's a thing. It might be viral. Don't know. I'm on the tip end of it, so yeah. In my cup is sweet and creamy.
Yeah, and
Coffee
I
mate.
Sometimes have coffee.
Yes, sometimes you do. Sweet and creamy coffee mate, not Coffee Mate. Yes, it's made by the brand Coffee Mate, but it's, I think, an almond milk creamer. It has been frothed. I would show you, but I dropped the camera. With my John Gante from Kentucky coffee.
Yeah, and I'm learning about an army, and I already start with my left foot and end with my left foot sometimes. Like marching.
Ian is learning. The reason why Ian is learning how to march is because my father and my husband both were military, and my father always said left foot forward, because when you march, you start with your left foot. When you dance, you start with your right foot. We are, and yes, I know I rabbit trailed. We are about a week, maybe 2 weeks away from state competition. Yeah!
Oh yeah!
I am so proud of, I'm proud of all of our kids. I'm super duper duper proud of this little boy.
Guardian.
He, and we still haven't had a chance to actually film him doing rapid fire questions with his papa, because we just haven't. It's been chaotic. We're kind of doing an update, plus I have a thought that I want to get to. I apologize because this gets hard to hold the camera in my hand. But the Princess car is
Fixed.
operational. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
He did have to pull the transmission twice. There was some things that our transmission guy somehow, we did a Band-Aid fix. So when you do a Band-Aid fix, it's easy to overlook, or not exactly overlook, but for something to happen that you just don't catch because you're not completely taking it apart and rebuilding it. One second. Also during this, our
Bless me.
our transmission guy caught COVID. So we thought that we caught COVID, was diagnosed with COVID. We thought we were going to be a week behind, and trust me whenever I tell you this, I am so thankful, because if you followed my Twitter, 2021 was rough.
Yeah.
2020 was bad, but 2021 was rough. And as far as people in my hometowns, and my family and stuff like that, passing from COVID or dealing with COVID or things like that. So when we were told that he had COVID, it was like, don't worry about the transmission. We're good. You worry about get you better. Then we'll deal with the transmission. She's driving my driver car. It's all good. Just, focus on getting better. We want you better. Your health is the most important. Well, he had no symptoms but a cough. And so he was able to go ahead and put the transmission together. I think we dropped it to him on a Friday. He brought it back to us on a Saturday. He did not charge us anything extra, which was just a tremendous blessing. We tried to give him more money. He would not allow us to.
I put a
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can speak about the Shamrocks. It took, I think, about 2 evenings after work to put the transmission back into the Princess car. And if you wonder why I call it the Princess car, it's my daughter's car, and she's my princess, and I'm allowed to call it that if I want to.
And she's the queen.
And yeah, I'm the queen of this home.
And you know what?
And my husband is the king.
And I'm the prince.
And he's the prince. Let's see if that'll work a little better. And we know that it's play, okay? We have a lot of fun, and we spend a lot of time together having fun. So that's just the way that is. Anyway, back to, let's see, we talked about her car. My little old lady car, my pretty blue Avenger Betty Sue, is back in the garage. I am such a happy woman.
Yeah.
Now, due to rising gas prices,
are rising.
My husband has pretty much cut down. Honey, I really can't. My throat is really, really sore, so I need you to try not to interrupt me, okay?
Okay.
I'll give you, if you say excuse me or something, I'll give you a minute to talk. Okay?
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anyway, due to rising gas prices, my driver has become, my husband has kind of parked the truck for the bulk of the week. And for those people that want to say, well, why do you own a great big old truck that uses a whole lot of gas? Because we need it. We haul stuff. It is what it is. I heard you. Let me finish. There are people on this planet that do things like, garden, plant, farm, grow, haul, all that neato stuff. We need our equipment.
Yeah,
okay?
like a truck.
Now he's driving what I call my driver car, and that's my Fusion, and that's the one that I inherited when my dad passed away. Anyway, what did you want to say, son?
I put a shamrock on each car.
Yes, he did. Yesterday they were out doing a brake job, and he found shamrocks, clovers, in the yard and attached them to every vehicle to include our customer's vehicle.
Sonny.
Well, his name is Sonny. We generally don't want to say who our customers' names are, okay?
Okay.
But Mr. Sonny, he's kind of like family, so. Lost my train of thought. There's so much that is going to happen soon. Ian is going to be going from Bible Quizzers into a production I'm so excited for. I am hoping to get to do the Easter production this year. It makes it really hard when we do productions for those holidays because we're normally at my mother's house, and it makes it a hard because it's a choice of do the production or sacrifice time with my mother, or have time with my mother. And the me part wants to have time with my mother. The part of me that does the other things wants to be part of that so that, we are spreading a good word. Anyway, the point of everything, please remember 12:45 for me, okay? Can you remember 12:45? Okay. The point of what I was talking about earlier, as I'm paring down my makeup, I'm talking with my friend who is also my sponsor and my accountability partner, and bless her heart, she's got a job. So, because I'm stubborn, and it's like sometimes she'll tell me stuff and then I tell her back the same thing. Please don't do that with the sound on.
Sorry.
They'll copyright my video. I know it sounds ridiculous, but they'll strike my channel. Anyway, so as I'm paring down my makeup and finding new homes for it, I told her, I said, this is a problem. Makeup, because, and I addressed this a little bit in another video, but here's what happens, and it's what happened in my brain, and I think we really need to be careful with our words and how we describe certain things, because here's what happens. We're watching different channels, and I have my favorites that I watch that are beauty channels, and they don't say, see, when I was growing up, we had makeup. We had our makeup. That was it. You had whatever makeup you were putting on your face, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't as much, excuse me, I'm sorry, coffee. We actually, when I first started watching YouTube, it's really shaky. When I first started watching YouTube, I realized that for all the years that I wore makeup, I was doing it wrong. Hold on just a second.
Back.
Okay, we're back. We're going to try this. We have a very flimsy setup. So if all of a sudden we go bye-bye, it's because our boxes fell over. Ian was kind enough to go and round up some boxes for us to set up a little something, because I know I was jiggling you all to pieces in the prior part of this video. Anyway, what I wanted to really address, other than the updates, and yes, there is going to be a garden 2022. At some point, we got to get out there and clean it up. There should be things planted already, but we just haven't made it. But what I was talking about, in paring down this makeup, I kept looking, and it was like, I told my friend, I said, I have given away 2 good-sized boxes of palettes, and there's still more. And and I told her, I said, whenever I filmed those videos of my eyeshadow collection, I literally had to step back and go, whoa, really, whoa, why? And I'm not blaming when I say this. I'm understanding how this happened to me. Number one, although I had been clean and sober, and we're going to address this further because I'm going to do a dedicated video each week, I've decided, on recovery. I'm going to use the CR information that I have. I always reach for stuff like it's right next to me. It never is. But I'm going to kind of going to use the CR guidelines, and we'll just see where it goes. If it's not a video that pertains to you, feel free not to watch. I'm not saying that in a mean way, but my goal with doing these videos is to be of help to someone. So if it's not an area that you need help in, go do something that is a help to you. And again, not being mean or anything like that. I don't know, is there something on my phone, or I think that must be a reflection. Anyway, so what we will be doing is addressing, in essence, what CR is about, and recovery and things like that. Now, with that being said, I quit drinking a long time ago with no program, which means that for a whole lot of years, I've been a dry drunk. Means I haven't gotten rid of or dealt with the issues that fueled my alcoholism. And even to this day, when my dad died, I had no desire to drink. Situations that would normally push someone to want to use or drink or something like that. I've had them, but I've not had, other than during COVID. During COVID, I had a few times where it was like, you know what? I'm sitting in this house. I can't go anywhere. But it wasn't anything that, a conversation with a peer, or I knew how to use my tools. And that's kind of where we're going with this, is tools. Giving you tools to help you stay sober, or to help you get sober. But what we were talking about was my makeup. I have to have another drink of coffee. I'm so very sorry, but throat. when I started, now bear in mind, if you didn't see the videos, there was 4 cabinets full, and some that are still in boxes. That's a lot of eyeshadow. A lot of eyeshadow. Now, as it's pared down, there's probably, we'll be generous and say 3.5, plus the box that came in after I filmed my collection, which that's the key word. Whenever I was talking with my friend, we were talking about it, and I was like, I don't know what made me think, and because there's a whole lot of palettes that I have that number one, I'd never taken them out of the box.
That's what I'm using.
Which is a good indicator, I wasn't using them. And I was telling her, I said, whenever, which the advertising and stuff was different whenever I was growing up. We didn't have social media. But, for instance, like Makeup Geek, I never got to try anything of hers because I had so much other that I had not plowed through that it was on the list, but I didn't get to it. And I really, really hate that because I love Marlene Estelle. But to justify buying stuff now while I'm purging just isn't there. And I hate that she's closing down. I really, really do. Because I really think that I would have loved a lot of her product. But anyway, when I was talking with my sponsor, I was like, this really is out of control.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is really, when I'm looking at this stuff, not a whole lot of it is bringing me joy. Not a whole lot of it is,
I got joy like a river, I got joy like a fountain, I got joy like a fountain in my soul.
Every so often little words trigger a song. Anyway.
Yeah. When I hear the word joy, I sing.
Anyway, so as we were talking, I was telling her, I was like, getting rid of this excess or hoard, however you want to call it, is freeing. I literally, it would take me longer on Sunday mornings to look through various eyeshadows to see which one I was going to wear. Please, son. I love to hear you sing, but right now it's distracting me. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But, and I was telling her, I said, and as I see these palettes thinning down, by far, is it even at a manageable level, by far. I mean, it just, and I've got 2 more boxes. One I have is like specifically for, if you remember when I did the Urban Decay part of my eyeshadow collection, I mentioned that there was someone in my life that would love them more than I do. She's getting them. I've spoken to her. They're going to her house, and I battled with those and had to have a talk with my mother about them. Son, shh, son, shh. Thank you. Because, and this was whenever it became a real, I got to work on this thing. it became a step one thing. I had these pallets. They're discontinued. I know in my heart that she will use them and love them. But I'm struggling with myself because I know they're discontinued. And if I give them to her, I can't get them back. Ever. They're gone. Done. And I, was talking with my mom, and I was like, Mom, tell me this is the right thing to do, because I know it's the right thing to do, but the selfishness inside of me is saying, oh no, keep it. Well, of course, my mother said,
don't keep it.
Don't keep it. But at that point in time, going back to talking with my sponsor, I was like, do I need a chip for this? And she said, absolutely. And she said, this is another part of your healing. And I was like, you're right. Because getting rid of this, paring this down, is not just making room for other things that we actually need and that are functional, that are doable and workable. And, how many different shades of pink and blue and purple and stuff like that do you really need? Not nearly as much as I have still. After, I've decluttered probably 4 times, and there's still way too much. So it's a process. But my point of this is, the first step in anything that is an issue in your life is admitting you have a problem. It's how you get better. It's how you get sober. It's how you get past the hurts and hang-ups in this life, is admit you have a problem. And this is way longer than I intended it to be. I know I always say that. But I want to leave you with that thought. If there's something going on in your life that's out of control, not just out of your control, if it's something within you that you can't control, if you're doing something that, it doesn't have to be alcohol and drugs. It can be, my makeup collection is just as much of an addiction as alcohol was for me. Just as much. There are other things that I have accumulated that are the same thing. It's just, it's an addiction that replaced an addiction that just isn't as, I'm not sloshed, if that makes sense. And I can say that about myself because I was good at getting sloshed for a long, long time. I kept it away from my daughter. I hid it very well, but I was good at getting sloshed. Just that simple. So, number one, please don't ever think that you're alone, because you're not. I am here. I will help you to the best of my abilities. And even though I operate with CR, which is Celebrate Recovery, which is a faith-based recovery, I'm okay if you don't use those same guidelines and same steps and stuff like that. I'm okay with that. My goal is to help you get better if I possibly can. So that's where we stand. Y'all have a good day.
She's the mayor's daughter, and I'm the mayor's great-grandson.
I knew that was going to make him come out from underneath that blanket. I adore him so much, and he knows it. Sometimes we have to correct him, but he knows that he is so loved. He's the apple in Grammy's eye.
Yep, I'm me and my shadow.
I was telling him the other day, and he didn't like it very much. I told him, I said, I love you less than I love Papa. And he was like, that's not right. It's supposed to be me first.
Yeah.
But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day.
And as I said, Grammy's the mayor's daughter, and I'm the mayor's great-grandson.
We wish you nothing but blessings and the best. And if
Yeah.
you need to contact me, of course, it's Mayor's Daughter on Twitter. Until I can figure out how to, put all those socials in here, you just kind of have to rewind this part. We'll see you. We bless you. We wish you nothing but the best, and we'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye.